And here we go.
Grand Rising, Elizabeth. My name is Omani-Grace, and today is 3/30/23. We were just discussing that it's the 11th day, an opportunity to have the portals be open. Think about it, write it down, and it'll actually start to head your way. So it's a good day for that vibration. Good vibrations today, all day. Keep it light. That's why angels can fly, because they keep it light. So today we're going to have an awesome day. We're going to actually finish reading an article by Ralph Waldo Emerson that he wrote in 1841, and it's about the law of divine compensation. So we're going to finish that law today. We're actually on page 22. And we're going to then, Marianne Williamson has a cute little book called The Law of Divine Compensation. And, my conversation that I'm really interested in embracing and taking on is the law of prosperity, abundance, being rich, rich, rich. So we're going to talk about that, embracing our abundance. So that'll be our show for today. I'm sure we have a lot to talk about.
Speaking of Marianne, she's running for president again.
Yes. But it's not so, I don't get that it's so much about her. Okay, this is what I get about her, because I was in her class, y'all. I don't get that it's so much about her running for president, you guys. It's more about her planting seeds in the consciousness.
Yes, I agree.
That's what she doing. She planting seeds in the consciousness. And the fact that she can be on that level speaking, she's speaking truth to power.
Right.
She's speaking truth to power. So all she doing is planting seeds for the future, really. And so so this is how my show go for the whole world who's listening in or who will listen in later. Because I'm out for in life to impact the conversations that are going to make a difference in our life. Right. And so when we start talking about planting seeds, we talked about this a little bit last night too. That's one of the biggest conversations or laws that we don't really understand. Sowing and harvest, right?
Yeah.
That conversation, like somebody talked about it a little bit yesterday, and I think a little bit in my class last night. And that is whatever seeds you extend out there, that's what you're going to get back. You can't plant apple seeds and think you go get an orange grove. If you plant apple seeds, you go get apple seeds. That's the divine law. You reap what you sow. Right? So that law applies to our life. If what you have, because you talked about it yesterday, I didn't say anything. Because you asked her about tithing.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay, Mom. And so she said how she does it. But this is the law. Because the law says you can't plant apple seeds and get an orange grove. That's the law. I don't care how you want to turn it around, flip it around to fit how you believe.
Yeah.
Or how you think it's going to be. The law is the law. And you got to be lawful, right? So if you tie time, what are you going to get? I'm really asking a question to be answered.
What was the question again?
The question is, if you tie time, if you put it out into the world,
you'll get more time.
You'll get more time. Come on. Come on. If you tie service, what I'm going to do is you're going to get more service. Listen, y'all better get this. If you tithe money, what are you going to get?
You get more money.
Your tank get that night. Okay, so I'm getting hyped up again. Let me calm myself down. Don't get tricked. Because you got a conversation about tithing and how Christianity has bastardized tithing. Right? if you, it's the truth, you guys, and that's how that goes. I done read it. I swear, if I done read it one time, I done read it 10. These rich folks, how did they get rich? So many of them said, I tied my way to prosperity. I went, what? And it's the truth. You reap what you sow. Period. I'm watching people around me who are really taking that on. Because God told me, don't charge for your class. Certain classes I can charge for, but my spiritual class is love offering. And I charge people a love offering and they still don't get it. I'm like, okay.
What?
What are you saying,
They
Mama
don't
Head?
get it.
What are you saying, Mama
They
Head?
don't get what a love offering is.
No, they don't really get it. No. No, I
I
have
was
people
just
I have people who've been participating with me for a long time and they won't do it. And I'm like, okay, I'm not one of those people gonna keep talking about it. I'm gonna keep saying what it is. And and as it comes up, I'm gonna talk about it. But it's like this. I'm watching people around me, they go, okay, because it's a game. It's only a game, right? Check it out, see if the game works, see if you can win at the game. I done had people start off giving me 125. What? Through Cash App. I go $1 to it, they 5, okay. They were saying 250. People in my Course of Miracles, 250. I was like, I know who this is sending $3. But they've been reading with me for 2 years. They got on the phone and said, I looked today and my credit score done went up 80 points. What? She's like, I know it's because I'm tired and consistently. Okay, we keep on going. She stopped sending me stuff in Cash App. She started zelling it over. I'm like, oh, she done stepped up the game. And as she stepped up her game, God stepped up his game because you reap what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
And I got people who are actually doing that. I'm doing it myself. I really started doing it in 2019 when I was in Honduras, no money, a third world country, and my friend had to go take the money out of my bank and wire it to me. And that was the first, and that circle, the name of that circle was the Circle of Divine Compensation, and we played the game. We played the game. I started off with no bank accounts. At the end of the circle, I had 3 bank accounts and all the Cash Apps. Started off with none and money in them. I was like, oh, okay, this is how this go. And I've been playing the game ever since, like consistently and diligently. Who has that book? Her name is Edwina Gaines. The book ain't, I don't know if the book is still out there, but her name is Edwina Gaines. And how she talks about it is you go, okay. So I just wanted to say that because it keeps coming up on the radar, right? You're not going to tie your time and get money back. Just not because you reap what you sow. Anybody got anything to say about that? Or if they need to clear about that? Okay. Creflo Dollar. Y'all know Creflo, right? He was one of those prosperity preachers that made you sign up to tithe. You had to do, you had to sign your letter. And he was one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, go on YouTube right now. He talking about, no, that was a lie. He actually started studying the Bible. And he started saying it's not 10% of what you give. That is not the truth. God said, give with all your heart, your mind, and your soul. That's what you give from. Right? That's a love offering.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, God, you had it right. Because I want you to know, people said to me, you ain't got no money. Why you just charging people a love offering? You should charge them more now. I was like, no. God didn't tell me that. He told me love offering. So it didn't matter because guess what? I made it here and now I'm on the upswing of what I'm doing because there are certain things that I can pay for. I can have people really pay me for. And then there are certain things God is like, no, this is a gift back to the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So, yeah. Yeah. So that's what I wanted to share about that. I'm like, okay, let's get this conversation straight because, people have like their own idea and their own belief system, but it's still the law.
Mm-hmm.
You got to really know the law. And you know what I mean? Because if you're speeding, you're speeding. You can't be going, well, I thought that that's not how it goes. Right? So that's what I wanted to share about that. Okay, so let's read, you guys. Since nobody has anything to share about that, let's go up to page 22. This to page 23. We'll start from the top of 22. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to complete. Well, can you go up a little? Go up, we'll go up to the top of this. Yeah, right here. Okay. Okay, go up a little bit, one more paragraph. I want to see. Okay, right there. Okay, let's just start from right here. We feel, okay, we're completing the article by Ralph Waldo Emerson, Divine Compensation, and we're actually on page 21, and it starts with, we feel defrauded of the retribution due to evil acts because the criminal adheres to his vice and contumacy, whatever that is, and does not come to a crisis or judgment anywhere in visible nature. So basically, you're saying we see criminals do evil things, but we don't ever see them get any judgment for what they've done. There is no stunning confutation of this nonsense before men and angels. Has he therefore outwitted the law? Inasmuch as he carries, because the law says you do evil, you get evil back. But we see people do wrong and they keep on living. Like living well too. Inasmuch as he carries malignity and the lie with him, he's so far the malignancy, but something in him that's malignant, and the lie with him, he so far decreases from nature. In some manner, there will be a demonstration of the wrong to the understanding also. But should he not see it, this deadly deduction make square the eternal account. So you, even though you may not see it, the spiritual account will be taken care of. Neither can it be said, on the other hand, that the gain to restitute must be bought by any loss. There is no penalty to virtue, no penalty to wisdom. They are proper additions of being. In a virtuous action, I properly am. In a virtuous act, I add to the world. Are you, oh, that's really powerful. Are you adding to the world, right? Am I an addition to the planet? I plant into deserts conquered from chaos and nothing, and see the darkness receding on the limits of the horizon. There can be no excess of love, none to knowledge, none to beauty. Like you can't have too much love, too much knowledge, too much beauty. Wow, that's powerful. Then these attributes are considered in the purest, when these attributes are considered in the purest sense. The soul refuses all limits. It affirms in man always an optimism, never a pessimism. That's deep right there, y'all. Just that line alone.
Yeah.
In your soul, there is no limits.
Yeah.
The soul only affirms optimism. If you are being in a pessimistic state, you done stepped away from God. Oh Lord. I gotta take a drink on that.
Yeah.
What's pessimism?
In a pessimist, your glass is half empty rather than half full.
Oh, gotcha.
It says his life is a progress and not a station. His instinct is trust. Our instinct uses more and less in application to man, always of the presence of the soul and not of his absence. The brave man is greater than the coward. The true, the benevolent, the wise is more a man and not less than the fool and the knave. There is therefore no tax on the good of virtue, for what is the incoming of God himself, an absolute existence without any comparative. Oh, y'all get that? That you can't know who God is if you don't have nothing to compare it to.
Right.
Right? You can't know God if you don't know evil. Because you got to go, oh no, not that. I go over here with God. Right? All external good has its tax. And if he came without this desert or sweat, has no root in me. The next wind will blow it away. But all the good of nature is the soul's, and may be had if paid for in nature's lawful coin. That is, by labor, which the heart and the head allow. I no longer wish to meet a good I do not earn, For example, to find a pot of berry gold, knowing that it brings with it new responsibility. I do not wish more external goods, neither possessions, nor honors, nor powers, nor persons. The gain is appearance, the tax is certain. But there is no tax on the knowledge that the compensation exists, and that it is not desirable to dig up treasure. Herein I rejoice with a sincere and eternal peace. I contract the boundaries of possible mischief. I learn the wisdom of Saint Bernard. Nothing can work me damage except myself. The harm that I sustain, I carry about with me, and never am a real sufferer, but by my own fault. In the nature of soul is the compensation. If anytime y'all want to stop and talk about something, just say something, okay? In the nature of the soul is the compensation for the inequalities of condition. The radical tragedy of nature seems to be the distinction of more and less. How can less not feel the pain? How not feel the indignation or malvalence towards more? Look at those who have less faculty, and one feels sad and knows not well what to make of it. Almost he shuns their eye. He fears they will upbraid God. What should they do? It seems a great distance, but see the facts nearly, and these mountainous inequalities vanish. Love reduces them as the sun melts the iceberg in the sea. The heart and soul of men being one, this bitterness of his and mine ceases. His is mine. I am my brother, and my brother is me. Dang, that's Course in Miracles again, right? In 1841. If I feel overshadowed and outdone by great neighbors, I can get love. I can still receive. And he that loveth maketh his own the grander he loves. Thereby I make the discovery that my brother is my guardian, acting for me with the friendliest designs, in the estate I so admire and envy is my own. It is the eternal nature of the soul to appropriate and make all things his own. Jesus and Shakespeare are fragments of the soul, and by love I conquer and incorporate them in my own conscious domain. His virtue is not that mine is not that mine. His wit, if it cannot be made mine, it is not wit. Such also is the natural history of calamity. The changes which break up at short intervals. The prosperity of men are advertisements of a nature whose law is growth. Evermore, it is the order of nature to grow, and every soul is by its intrinsic necessity quitting its whole system of things, its friends and home and laws and faith, as the shellfish crawls out of his beautiful but stony case, because it no longer admits of its growth and slowly forms a new home. In proportion to the vigor of the individual, these revolutions are frequent until in some happier mind they are incessant, and all worldly relationships hang very closely about him, becoming, as it were, transparent, fluid membranes through which the living form is always seen, and not, as in most men, an endurant, heterogeneous fabric of many dates and of so settled character, in which the man is imprisoned. Wow, this is really talking about how we grow. There can be enlargements, and the man of today scarcely recognizes the man of yesterday, and such should be the outward biography of men in time, and putting off of dead circumstances day by day, as he renews his remit day by day. But to us, in our lapsed estate, resting, not advancing, resisting, not cooperating with the divine expansion, the growth comes by shocks. Do y'all get this? What y'all hearing? I know it's saying a lot of stuff, but can you hear like the thread that's running through it? Anybody? What's there? Wake up, everybody, no more sleeping in bed. This is really talking about how we grow. You can crawl out of your beautiful stony case, or you know how you've been a certain way, but that no longer allows you to grow and form new house in proportion to the rigor of the individual and these revolutions. How much you can, be in the shell. Okay, this shell don't fit me no more. Let me go to the next shell. Okay, that don't fit me no more. Okay, let me keep on growing. Right? Until in some happier mind, until you actually change your mind till it's happier and incessant and all worldly relationships hang very loosely about him, becoming, as it were, transparent fluid membranes through which the living form is always seen, and not as in most men, an indifferent heterogeneous fabric of many dates and no settled character. Wow, you got a lot of memories, but you still ain't settled. You did all that going through life, up and down, back and forth, but you still haven't got to where you still imprisoned, as it goes on to say. Then there can be enlargements, and the man of today scarcely recognizes the man of yesterday. Like, right, who I am today, I barely recognize from who I was 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And such should be the outward biography of men and women in time, a putting off of dead circumstances. The dead circumstances we have in our life, like a dead branch on a tree. When you got a flower, if it's if you keep a dead leaf on the plant, it sucks the life from the other plants. The other part of the plant, you have to go in there and pull off the dead parts. That's what it's saying. As he renews himself day to day. But to us, in our lapsed state, resting, not advancing, resisting, not cooperating with the divine expansion, this growth comes by shocks. We got to get shocked out of it. Oh my God, look what happened to me now.
Yeah.
That's how you get out of it. No, they said no, every day, day to day, you got to be dropping those dead things that no longer work for you.
Hey, Rev.
Yeah.
It makes me think about forgiveness, which when it's saying that, okay, there can be enlargement in the man today scarcely recognizes the man of yesterday. So it's like when we forgive, that's the old, we get rid of that. Now we're ready for the next new thing. But until we forgive that in that situation and in that relationship, that's like heavy weight, it's dead weight, it's it doesn't make you feel good when you think about it. When that person comes around, you go there in your mind, in your body sometimes. But when you complete that, gone, and now something new, which could be wonderful, shows up, or you're dealing with the next unforgiveness because you got to forgive in every day, in every way, every moment, and all of that as it comes. If you operate in always forgiving, not holding on to stuff, then that's easier, and it gets easier, especially when you deal with that hard one. And you feel that freedom and stuff and say, whoa, let me do this on a consistent basis. So I never get piled up and bogged down and my body distorting and illness and all that kind of stuff. Once you realize that you can be a new man in every moment you can. Because you could say something right now and would tick me off. And if I can hold it or I can release it.
That what you're saying is very profound. And what what the booby prize is about forgiveness. We think forgiveness is for the other person, but really forgiveness is for you,
Mhm.
right? You know, I forgive them so I can be free. No, you forgiving them, yeah, so you can be free, right? But you think sometimes people don't want to do forgiveness because we think we're letting somebody else off the hook.
Mhm.
And it's really not letting them off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook. But what we don't realize is the biggest place that we need to forgive is we need to forgive ourselves.
Mhm.
You know, we always want to go out there to forgive, but really forgive yourself for creating that in your life in the first place. Oh, did I say that? Yeah. Got to
Mhm.
forgive your own mind for creating it,
Yeah.
right? And that's where the true freedom is, because, you know, I feel dumb, I feel stupid. How could I even have myself go through this? You know, what was I thinking? You know what I mean? So, you know, that's been my issue. You know, it's like, how could I lose everything I had worked for in my life? Okay, I must be a loser. So I had to go in and do all the work to undo that, because I was not a loser. I lost some stuff. I didn't lose myself.
Mhm. 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 Mhm.
Right? And that's still in there some kind of way. And I just in the last month or two, I'm like, oh, wait a minute, this still is not clear for me. And I had to go back in again and dig again and get it completely clear. Because this how we operate in life, no matter what we deal with, on what level it is not a one and done. We want to be one and done. Spirituality is not a microwave.
Mhm.
You can't put it in there for 1 minute and it be ready to go. That's not how this works.
Mhm.
Right? So yeah, that's really real. So thanks for that.
Mama Head.
Greetings, sisters. Yes,
Greetings.
greetings. This is such a very prominent topic because I thought about the day of my father's transition, and my brother and my sister were talking, and so um I believe the moment when my sister called my brother and my daddy went on his, because it was a really big thing, you know, and he needed a place to stay when he came here. And so she opened up, you know, her husband opened up his home to him. But it's been a challenge. And a lot of this baggage is the memory of a situation that we hold and keep, you know, letting it fester. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. Again, my favorite show, New Amsterdam, they talked about that. How, you know, how long are you going to hold on to a memory of something, you know? I got it. So once we release it, because we remember things based on what our experience was. Hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. Here, be quiet. Goodness gracious. So you know, like Omani was saying, we're building these mountains. There are no mountains, but we build these ant mounds as we go through life and gather information and meet other people who are reflections and showing us a little bit of ourselves every time we meet somebody. So it is so important for us to sit with, like Reverend Omani said, and Sheila was saying, you know, when you sit down and let one petal unfold, more petals will come and grow. And maybe it is a series of forgiveness leaves that we may need to look at. But are we forgiving ourselves for the situations that we got into, or are we learning from them? Because all of them are lessons, you know.
Yeah,
And I
they
just
are.
appreciate all the things that everything that we all talk about and come on here and share. Somebody has a piece of each one of these. We all have a piece of some of these experiences. They may be in different ways, but those lessons are still similar, you know. I'm just sitting here celebrating with Reverend Omani for accomplishing her goals, getting her website and her account. And I'm thinking, head, what is your head bump? Why do you keep getting to that door? I'm like, no, but I want to go over here. You know, did I keep going to the dance lane when they were giving out behind? You know, did I go to the dance lane instead of going to get a booty? You know what I mean? It's just those little jokes that I say. But, you know, where do you go when it's time to do? Because Haru set up an account. Haru set up a business name and everything. When I first met him, he had it in place. And I've just been going all around it, But sometimes I think, is it because I need to gather some more lessons? Like my Reverend Omani said, in time, when it's God time, you know, when God tells me to move, I move. Because I did that with college. I decided to go back. Haru kept, and my friend kept saying, come on, go back to school. And when I went, I bust all A's and got done in 2 years. You know what I mean? So when you're ready, but I want to be ready. I'm going to set up that I want to be ready and start from there. And I thank you all for the encouragement. For real.
You only, this is something else too. You don't have to set it up anymore. You actually can just start speaking it. I am ready,
I am
willing,
ready.
and
I am
able.
ready. I am
Okay,
ready,
God.
willing, and able.
Okay, now then, wait a minute, hold on, because what comes with for that, you got to be careful what you ask for, because you just might get it. So that'd be the other thing. We always want to go, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, and then God give it to you, you go, whoa, not ready.
Right, but Romani, I do have all the components. The components are already there. Because I do a lot of stuff backwards. I have all the pieces. I have the content. If I'm, I believe I have the content. I think
Okay,
it's time.
okay, but then you have
go
to
ahead.
start to go, what's stopping me from moving?
Mhm.
What's there? If you don't see that there's anything there that's stopping you from moving, like you okay, so that's where understanding your system becomes so important. The mind, body, spirit system.
Right.
You got to know, where is the issue? Is it mental? Is it emotional? Is it spiritual? Okay, on the physical level, it sounds like you have it together. Then it's one of the other three. So then you have to start to tool around over there to go, okay, which one is it? Is it who I'm being emotionally that's stopping me? Is it what I'm thinking that's stopping me? You got to get in there and examine your self-examination.
Sit with it. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to, and ask yourself some questions. You got to ask yourself some questions while you're sitting with it.
Okay.
You know? So if you see for yourself, Mama Hat, because you said it, I'm not saying that you said it, you know, right. I be at the door, but then I go over here and want to see the other door. Well, is that a hindrance for you? You know, that you get right at the door, but then you turn around and want to go over here and do something else.
Taking care of everybody else.
Okay. Okay, good. So that's a hindrance, because we already know that don't work. Okay, we already know. So then you got to go, well, no, I can't do that no more. So that's where the self-examination becomes very important. That you do a self-inventory.
Yeah.
So, you know what it's me? Because mostly you're making yourself wrong. That you're not moving. Okay.
By your response, I knew something was still the hiccup or the little trip. You know, why did I unlevel? What's unleveling my sidewalk square? You know,
exactly.
What's
so that's
underneath?
Yeah, you got to go do some self-examination. It's in the self-examination that you'll see, because you know, I'm not afraid to. Just a week or so ago, before the photo shoot, after the photo shoot, I got quiet for about 3 days. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was just quiet. It's like, and I just go quiet. But when I get quiet like that, I know Spirit is working on something beyond what I know. But by Monday or Tuesday, I snapped out and I said, ooh, okay. I started moving really, really fast. But that's because I allowed myself the quiet time. And listen, Spirit moves in and through us. You have to get quiet and be peaceful for Spirit to move in and through you. And you have to be the space and the channel for it. If you're not the space and the channel for it, you keep hitting up against yourself. You got to allow Spirit to move in and through you. And so you have to pay attention, because if you go on 24/7, you can't get it. You can't get it. Running. You can't, that's not, they lied. That's not how you get it. Okay. So as long as I've been waiting for this to happen, when it happened, it's like I got all that done in a day. I got all that done in a day. And I've been going, what about my, and what about my, and what about my, and what about my, and what about my, okay, nothing got done. When Spirit's like, okay, now go do that. Okay, hey, all of that done. With ease and grace. Because as soon as it started getting bumpy, we went, go another way. because we know it's not about suffering and struggle, no kind of way. If God is ease and grace. So if it wasn't ease and grace, we was like, okay, you know what? This printer ain't working. Let's go see how to get this other printer to work. Okay, that printer don't want to work. Let's put it on the hotspot. We just kept moving. That's all we did yesterday. Nothing, everything, ease and grace. If it's starting, but no, I'm not doing that. And so that's what you got to pay attention to. Who are you being in the moment? Are you being peaceful? Are you being loving? And that's really what he's saying in here. Or do you feel imprisoned? Do you feel free? Okay, let's keep reading if nobody else has anything. Mama Head, did that answer your question a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it did. All right.
It's got me looking and digging. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, move up a little bit, please, on the letter. Yeah, the letter. It says, we cannot part from our friends. We cannot let our angels go. We do not see that they only go out that archangels may come in. We do not see that they only go out that archangels can come in. We are idolaters of the old. Idolaters, we idol. Our old ways of being are idols, right? Do y'all get that? Our anger, if you're someone who gets angry all the time, that's an idol. Anger is an idol. Idolater of the old ways of being. See, we got to really get this being part, because being is of God. God is the supreme being. We're in extensions of God. So who we need to be and really be clear about is, who are we being? That's the most important thing. And so anything that's not of God makes you an idolater to those things, right? Does that make sense? Do y'all get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anybody else? Okay, y'all get it? Okay, good. Thanks for shaking your head. I know you got it. We do not believe in the riches of the soul in its proper eternity and omnipresence. We do not believe that there is any force in today to rival or recreate that beautiful yesterday. We linger in the, I can hear the past, just how we long for things to how it used to be, right? That's no. Okay, yeah. We linger in the ruins of the old tent where once we had bread and shelter and organs, nor believe that the spirit can feed, cover, and nerve us again. We cannot again find aught so dear, so sweet, so graceful, but we sit and weep in vain for days of old. The voice of the Almighty says, up and on. This okay. This is my new phrase. Up and onward forevermore.
Evermore.
Yes, Lucretia said the children wanted to go back to Egypt because they thought that Moses done messed them up, got them at the Red Sea, and they can't even get across. Oh my God. Wait a minute. Got them out in the wilderness. They didn't have no food, no water, honey. They started making them some idols, some calves, some golden calves. They can't follow this fool. That's really good, Lucretia. That's good. Right? I love this though, y'all. We might want to take it on. Up and onward forevermore. We could, girl, this is now he getting deep. We cannot stay amid the ruins. Neither will we rely on the new. And so we walk ever with reverted eyes, like those monsters who look backwards. That was my life for so long. Just set in the ruins. And yet the compensation, I'm complete now though, thank you God, I found a new way up and onward forevermore. And yet the compensation of calamity are made apparent to the understanding, also with long intervals of time, a fever,
Mutilation.
I couldn't get it out for nothing. Mutilation, a cruel disappointment, a loss of wealth, a loss of friends seems at the moment unpaid loss and unpayable. That is so true. But the sure years reveal the deep remedial force that underlines all facts. The death of a dear friend, a wife, a brother, a mother, a father, lover, which seemed nothing but privation. Somewhat later assumes the aspect of a guide or genius, for it commonly operates revolutions in our revolutions in our way of life, terminates each approach of infancy or of youth, which was waiting to be closed, breaks up a wanted occupation or a household or style of living, and allows the formation of new ones, more friendly in the growth of character. It permits or constrains the formation of new acquaintances and the reception of new influences that prove, you can keep going, proves, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, this is it. Proves, I've lost my spot now. Influences that prove of the first importance of the next years. And the man or woman who would have remained a sunny garden flower with no room for its roots and too much sunshine for its head by the failing of the walls and the neglect of the gardener is made the banyan of the forest, yielding shade and fruit to wide neighborhoods of men. Wow. Is that the end?
I believe so. Yeah.
Wow. It's saying that our losses, right? I went right there too, Sheila. I mean, yeah, Queen Aduni, the losses that we think are really guides or geniuses. For like this, you hear like the ancestors are teaching you something. For it commonly operates revolutions in our way of life, terminates an approach of infancy, have your butt grow up of your youth, which start to give you wisdom. Those experiences give you wisdom is what I hear, which is waiting to be close, breaks up a wanted occupation or a household or a style of living and allows the formation of new ones, more friendly to the growth of the character. So we got to be willing to let go. So something new. And that's what I found out about death. See, when somebody dies, we be holding on, holding on. You got to let them go, because when you let them go, that new thing or new situation that wants to be emerged now will come forth. Most people, when somebody died, they close and you can't receive the gift. It takes you longer to receive the gift. But if you remain open and know that all is well and that they're okay, then you can actually receive the gift.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, Rev, I think about people who were caretakers. And for years they did that. They years and years, and then when they leave now, and it's like you can't say that to them. Now you're free to live your life. You know, that's what this is saying. You the death of a dear friend, wife, brother, mother, all that, which seemed nothing but privation, somewhat later assumes the aspect of a guide or a genius. So now what you experience with them, and you know, and if they're in the other realm, a whole, you know, in spirit, now they can do some other things for you.
Yeah.
They can help
Support you in another kind of way.
Angel and so on and so forth. But it allows you also to move on, because now you don't have to take that time out to get there, to be with them, to take the bus over there. When we were dealing with Mama, we didn't have a car, and it was a task. It was a task of love, yet it was a task. And yet it was a decision that we had to make, not to do this, but to go and sit with Mama. You know what I mean? And though, like I said, we love, and it, you know, sometimes it's like, where the rest of y'all? We need some breaks. You know, me and Pam need breaks. Can't want the rest of y'all. Y'all got to come and da. And then once Mama moved, then it was that was freedom for us in that area. You know, so it's the same with in any relationship. Once it's really over, that's just time that you can do something else with, or you can waddle in it, but it doesn't help. Waddling does not help at all.
Well, and I think understanding too, because most people do not have a clear understanding about what death is, or even how to respond to it. Because we've been taught about death in the wrong kind of way. Nobody mourns like people in the West. Other countries, they do not mourn the way we mourn. It's just it's just terrible how they've taught us.
But it can also be a death of a relationship. I had a girlfriend look
Yeah.
just like me. We look just like alike. And when she told me she did not want me to be her friend anymore, did not want to speak to me and so on. And I was trying to find out what happened, why, blah, blah, blah. And would never tell me, don't have the answer now. But that was a death of a relationship that everybody was looking forward. Where's your girl? Where's she at? Where's she at? And then, and I was trying to mend that.
Yeah.
But once it was like, no, then I just had to release that so I can move on.
Yeah.
And be okay with that. Because if that's what she chooses, that's what she chooses. But it still broke my heart,
Yeah.
But
I'm like TD Jakes on that one. No, when people walk away from you, let them go. Running behind them. Why are you leaving me? I'll be like, TD Jakes said, let them go. And then a lot of times when people do that too, they can't, TD Jakes said this too, they can't be with your light. They can't be with your anointing. You know what I mean? That's why they leave too. Right. And then the latest one I done got is those people are no longer a vibrational match.
Right.
Which is an accumulation of all those other things I just said.
Yeah.
The energy shifted. And it's like she could never explain why, because maybe she didn't even know for herself.
Right.
Yep. Okay, y'all. So that was a very good article. Thank you, Holy Spirit, for having us actually read that. So now we're going to see how that applies, because in Marianne Williamson's book, The Law of Divine Compensation, she addresses abundance. And if you really know me, you know I'm tapping into that conversation. Abundance, prosperity. Right? That is, and how I'm being led is to tap into it from a spiritual point of view, and not from a la spiritual point of view, but really tapping in, because when you really get that God is the source and substance of your supply. Who you are is an individualized expression of God's love, and God, when you really understand that. And so inside of reading the Bible as a Buddhist, one of my assignments was to read the Bible. I really got that we don't really understand what that means. We don't really understand what that means, or certain conversations, especially when I got to Matthew. It seemed like to me, Matthew got all the answers right here. Matthew, like, let there be light. That's in Matthew. Matthew also got treat your neighbor like you want to be treated. That's in Matthew. God, this was the one that got me, because I was struggling so hard. Now, what you think? If God take care of the birds and the bees, what makes you think he won't take care of you? That's ridiculous. You ain't never seen no squirrel out there with his backpack on, talking about I ain't got nowhere to live. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't got no food, you don't know. Squirrel. Okay. You ever seen a bird? Somebody ain't nobody got no bread around here. Hello? Any bread? We need some bread out here. Right. Oh my God, that is so funny. Like, if he take care of the birds and the bees, what make you think he won't take care of you? So then, I had to go, okay, wait a minute, I'm in the wrong lane. And you have to do that work. So she starts off this piece about how you have to embrace abundance. We don't embrace abundance. Just start noticing every day what's abundant. Like, okay, so listen, y'all, we clear that it's gratitude, right? And the more you're grateful for, the more you have. Okay. What if that same principle applies to abundance? Instead of every night writing down 5 things you grateful for, start writing down 5 things you got abundance of.
Oh, wow. Oh,
wow.
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 Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Reverend Omani, when I have some I call our tits and tats tennis matches for her and I. We don't argue, we have tennis matches. We be serving back and forth. So so when I'm ready to come and serve, he said, before you come serve, he said, write some things down that that we have in abundance. Write your abundance items down first. And by the time I get done, there's nothing to talk about, because I didn't work.
Exactly.
First of all, it ain't his, you know.
Right. Right. So, it's like I'm taking that on. What are like, listen, I'm clear. I got abundance of pencils, abundance of paper, abundance of books everywhere. I'm like, oh my God. Right. So we start getting present to what there's an abundance of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Do you acknowledge that? I'm talking to myself right now. Do you acknowledge how much wisdom is over here?
Mm-hmm.
If I acknowledge how much wisdom is really over here, most of the time I be trying to get people to listen, I'm wise. Oh, I'm on the wow again today. It's early. I just got up. Okay, I'm on the wow. Wow, wow, wow. I'm on the wow already. Okay. So that's the piece, right? We're like really embracing our abundance. As a child of God, you are inwardly abundant. Do you know that? We are inwardly abundant. Our external abundance is simply a reflection of who and what we are. So look around. What do you have an abundance of? Right? Look around, because guess what? It's a reflection of what you have abundant inwardly. And if you don't like the abundance that you have outwardly, then you got to go inside. It's an inside job now.
Mm-hmm.
This is an inside job. So then, okay, so then that's the quest. That's the big quest, though. How do you become abundant inwardly? That when I close my eyes, I can see I'm starting to get there, though. I can see my abundance. I can feel my abundance. I know that it's there, and all there is to do is to focus on that and have that grow. Because guess what? If it starts to overflow on the inside, it's going to outflow into the outside. So you got to feel it on the inside. Y'all get that?
Yep.
A spiritual economy is one in which abundance is a natural result of actualizing your God-given gifts. True prosperity is the prospering of your spirits in service to love. Love is the answer for real. Everything that you're doing throughout your day, is it in the spirit and space of love? Is it suffering? Is it drudgery? Oh my God, I got to do this. But is it in the spirit of loving what you're doing, loving the gift you have, loving what you bring to the planet? And mostly we're not in that space. We're in the space of we lack something, or there's something wrong with us, them, or it. Right? We are an idea in the mind of God, and the idea does not leave its source. Okay, well, if God is the source and the idea does not leave its source, what's the idea that God created us as? How did God create us? Say out loud, Mama. How did God create us?
In his likeness,
Okay, good. How else? Like him? Okay, good.
in love.
Yes, created you in love. Yep. And
And
guess what? That idea does not leave its source. God created you perfect, whole, and complete. Period. Anything other than that, you out of order. Period. You made in his image and likeness. And the idea that he created you from, don't leave its source. It never left the source. So if you start thinking, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough, I don't know what's wrong with me, you done left your source. Source didn't leave you, you left source.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I just got to, when they say turn the other cheek, somebody slap you on one side, turn the other cheek. It don't mean really that, because we took it literally. It mean if you look over and how you experiencing yourself is you lack something, you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you don't know, I lost everything. Okay, wrong. Look the other way. Look toward God. Well, who God say you are, and stand in who God say you are.
walk away. You could turn the other cheek and walk away.
Okay, turn the other cheek, and all you got to do is just turn the other way, because when you're inside of those conversations, you know you're looking at the wrong thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how
And
you
they
know.
died. They
Yeah,
started.
you have to pay attention to what you're thinking. I can get off that rock on a dime now. And I had to sit with it for so long.
Mm-hmm.
And I like really sit with it.
That's constipation.
That's what that is, constipation. You're absolutely right. That's just what it is. An inability to release. Okay. God is infinite and God is love. Therefore, you share this infinitude and you share that love. That's the truth of who you are. It's a loving universe full of miraculous possibilities. Every instant, every minute of every time, always moving. You're never stagnant. It's a wave. And that wave is constant, just like the water. If you want to know who God is, look in nature. Even when the ocean be moving, just constantly. Even when it ain't moving, it's moving. God is never stagnant. God is always moving. Ever evolving. Always emanating love. And God got a plan for your life. And it's just a wellspring of infinite love. And you can never run out of ideas.
No.
You can't run out of ideas. You're pregnant all the time, don't even know it.
All the time.
Right?
Lynette, tell them I'm calling her now. Grand Rising.
And she don't know she ain't on mute. So one thing that we think that is arrogant for us to think of us as of ourselves as God's gift to the world. We would think that, who are you? I'm God's gift to the world. Didn't you know? We say that, people would go, who she thinks she is.
Yeah.
Right? If you start saying that to people, who are you? Who you think you are? God's gift from the world. I remember, okay, so I'm a Buddhist, right? But God started expanding who he really is. He don't belong to no religion. God ain't got no religion. What the hell wrong with us? And one of my friends' moms got really, really mad at me, right? She was really, we used to tease her all the time because when we would get on her nerves, she would start speaking in tongue. And then when we would start playing with her, we would always try to speak in tongue, but we could never speak the way she spoke in tongue. We couldn't even get our mouths to say it, right? She was like, y'all better quit playing with God. We was just start scared. She was like, see, y'all playing. Right? But one day she got really, really mad at me and she was like, who do you think you are? I was like, a child of God. She hung up on me. I was like, what? Why is she mad at me? Because I finally get that I'm a child of God. Right? So it's like, yeah, we're gonna take that on today. Who are we? God's gift to the world. Because God brought us down here to fulfill on our purpose that he gave us that when we left. We can't, listen, they done tricked us. All we came here to do was to bring love and bring light to the planet so we can get back to God. That's all we're here for. They got us out here chasing this and doing that. And even if you're chasing that and doing that, that's fine. But are you bringing love and light to the planet? Because that's all we're here to do. Period. Breathe that in. I read something today. The Course of Miracles blow my mind because the more I read it, the more I go, what did it say? This one right here was deep. Are y'all present to how much God love y'all? Present to he just love you? Who present? If you're present to God, let me see you. You know God love you, right? And giving and receiving are the same, right? So are you sending back to God the same level of love that he's sending to you? What'd you say, Ebony? I saw your lips move. What'd you say?
Nope, I'm clenching. I'm clenching.
Okay. What if, girl, I start playing with that conversation. I like when I think about, do God love me? Oh my God, he loved me so much. Oh my God, he done pulled me out, pulled me through, pulled me up. Ooh, I know God loved me when I allow myself to give presence to the power and presence of God. Okay, but do you send that same, like my toes is curled up right now, just getting present to it. But do I send that back to God? Woo, let me send that energy back to God. Oh my God, I love you so much. Oh my God. Then what's going to happen if giving and receiving are the same? I went, oh Lordy. I think that's why I've been hyped up like I am, because that's what I've been doing. I've been playing that. See, when I read different stuff, I'm going, let me see how that go. When I read that God really loves you and gives you, yeah, I'm present to that. Okay, well, you should give that back to him because giving and receiving are the same. I went, oh my God, let me send God back his love. And I just be playing, right? But I'd be like, well, breathe that down. Oh, I can feel you come all over me. Okay, let me shoot it back up to you, God. Shoot that back up to God. I've been hyped up ever since. I just want to share that with you. You might want to try it. You might like it. Okay. Anything anybody want to say? Because I'm on a while. I just can feel myself being on a while, but I'm loving it. Anybody got anything to say about what I said so far? Hey, Lolly. Nobody got nothing to say? Hey, y'all ain't got nothing to say? Oh, no, I know I ain't quiet all y'all down. Y'all done went silent on me. Y'all,
You are right.
Okay.
And I never thought about it that way.
All right. So cool. Okay. The greatest source of power in this world is the knowledge that you are not of this world. You know how people are like, I don't belong here. No, you don't. You belong with God. Hurry up. Do as much as you can, as fast as you can. Because all you're doing is clearing the way to get back to God. And how you know you did your work? Because you leave up out of here in a state of peace. You leave in a state of peace. Do you know how many people leave the planet fighting, don't want to go? And you have to tell them, let it go. It's okay. You can release. Because death is just a big release. That breath right there, Sheila. And people be holding on. It's the biggest exhale. And what we're doing by loving and bringing light is preparing ourselves. Because if all you're doing on the planet as you head toward that is bringing love and light, when the moment comes, you'll just be beaming. Listen, they have so many stories of people who died and they just lit up. Their whole everything. My dad was lit up when he left. When my dad was in the car, I'm like, damn, you look good. What the hell? My dad looked, it's like, dang, Dad, you fine as hell. Like, for real. But then I touched him. I went, oh, but you're a little hard, so I'm complete. Wait. I'm like, oh, you ain't there. Oh, Lordy have mercy. Okay. So that's all I want to say about that, right? So this is the part I want you to know more than anything. We are programmed for abundance. We are programmed for abundance. We're programmed already. We just got our wires crossed up. Right? Why are we programmed for abundance? Because we are abundant. I am abundant. Everybody say it out loud now. I am abundant. It's our programming.
I am abundant.
It's our programming. Financial prosperity is one of the many ways we receive the gifts of the world as we deliver to the world the gifts that we bring. When we bring our gifts to the world, do you know? And that's the thing that has saved me. Like, even though God knew that I was going to go through whatever I was going through mentally and emotionally, but from the very beginning, I've been leading the Course of Miracles. I started going through in 2005, and I started reading the Course of Miracles personally in 2007. Then I read it again in 2008. And then after that, Spirit's like, okay, now lead the class. And I used to go, I am crazy as hell. Who gonna listen to me? But every time Spirit said, okay, do another circle, it was a bunch of people there to do the circle with. And that's how I'm able to be where I am today, because I kept on doing the word, being a gift. Being the gift. My gift is communication. And I kept being that gift. My gift is making a difference for people. I kept being the gift. You know, I would cry because I would help other people, and then I still wouldn't have what I needed. I go, I don't understand. I didn't understand. Right? It's just like right now, I'm living with my friend, but I done helped at least 3 or 4 people get a house. Okay, I don't understand. You know, when we did the circle for divine compensation, them people got, oh my God, we produced so much. Somebody got $15,000 extra income. The house I'm staying in right now, we created it. It's like, Oh, God just said something to me, dropped something down in my spirit. So bad how God take care of me and I don't even get it. The house I'm staying in right now, we created it out of visioning, doing vision boards, and she was in my Course of Miracles and she kept standing for it, right? So okay, I'll stand with you. So when I just said that the house I'm staying in right now, we created it, because Spirit was like, yeah, because we knew you needed a place to stay. I just heard that. And because when I got here, I was mad. Because I was like, I didn't say I wanted to come live with nobody else. What happened to my own place? I was mad for 3 months. Like, I didn't say I wanted to come live with nobody. The hell? I got money. I can go get a place. But no, if you go get the place, then could you go to Egypt? Could you go to Jamaica? I was like, oh, well, then never mind. Right? God has already got it set up, but I want to fight what's already been set up. You see what I'm saying? Just could you go with me? Follow me. Right? And it may not look the way you think it ought to look, but watch this. Because people still trying to figure out how I went to Egypt. Like, how you do that? Because God said, and I just followed. God said, go. I said, yes, and I just went. That's how that go. So I just heard that. That's really deep. Think of a different perception that is than the ego. See, the ego, anything that you're saying derogatory, that's from your ego. Anything that's fear-based, anything that's not love is fear-based, and it's from the ego. And it keeps you like you can't move, you can't flow. If you can't move and you're not flowing, the ego is too much in control of your life and you don't have it distinguished. And the ego is really, that's right, Evelyn. And yeah, too much ego. Yeah. And you have to deal with that because you got to free yourself up from that conversation. Because then your ego has you competing with anything that God says. It just be going, wait a minute, why you gotta do that? And then I'm gonna tell you what they did now, and why that's all ego, keeping you blocked. Keeping you blocked from your material resources. Okay, you have to bring more love, your loving heart, your energy, and fulfilling on your spiritual mission. Your mission got to become real important to you. And even if it's not real important to you, just keep doing the mission because it will show you that it's important to you. You may not know it. All you got to do is keep doing it. Right? Your spiritual mission acts like a magnet, making the forces of the world arrange themselves in a way that supports its achievement. The universe will support what you came here to do. If you really the universe will keep rearranging things like the GPS that it is. You went the wrong way. It's fine. It's not even a problem because Spirit done already rearranged the GPS. Turn left at the next corner.
Yeah, to get you back on track.
Get you right back on track. But we don't believe that. And so we go, okay, now you stopped. You just got to keep it moving. Right? Okay. Because the universe is always conspiring to have you win. Right? You are God's gift to the world. That's why God sent you down here to be his gift. He knew through how you saw things, how you heard things, how you taste things, how you feel things, that was going to add to him. No matter what you do, your abundance lies in dedicating your work to the purpose of healing the world. If you really look at whatever it is we're doing, everybody on this call, all of it brings a healing to the world. Every last person on here. What they're doing is a healing component to the world. And so we have to continue to do that. That's going to heal the world. Like that girl face game, lipstick. That girl with that lipstick, that was a healing balm for me, honey, because I put my lipstick on, I'd be naked without it. Right? I'd be like, I need my lipstick. Right? And even though it's lipstick, it's because what? God is about beauty. So he wants us to be what? Beautiful. That's when we was all there with our makeup, we didn't even recognize ourselves. We were so pretty. I showed people pictures of Mama Evelyn. They was like, what? I was like, girl, yes. We were screaming. Mama Evelyn is unrecognizable when she got her face game on. Lolly was like, I was like, I wish I was younger. I had me some of that blue lipstick. I like blue. Yeah, that blue lipstick on. She was killing it, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything anybody want to say? Are y'all talking or no? Okay, maybe not. Okay, y'all, my phone across the room. Somebody tell me what time it is.
I want to say, ooh la la.
Yes.
9:33.
I'm sorry.
9:33.
Oh my God, time is just flying. Okay. You know how when they start talking about the economy is depressed and this is going on with the money, right? We're not depressed because the economy is depressed. What's going on in the world, don't, as far as money is concerned, that has nothing to do with me. And what they say, that don't got nothing, because you can have whatever story you got going on about money in the world, because God's still in control of my money. My money don't come from them. Right? It says we're not depressed because the economy is depressed. The economy is depressed because we're depressed. The economy is going how the economy going because we don't like the way the economy is going. So we're the one creating upset around the economy. That's what Buddhism says. It's not the land that's messed up. It's not the land that's impure. It's the minds of the people. We don't really get that everything we see out there is coming from our mind because we're creating it with our mind.
Right.
All the murder, all the war, all the stealing, we're creating that.
It ain't the devil, it's the people. Ain't the devil.
Right? So, yeah.
Yeah,
We've lost conscious contact with the realization of why you're here. We've lost contact with why we're here. That's what's creating it. That's not what we're here for. Okay, to Christians saying that's what the Bible says too. Yes, but what happens in the Bible is they take the Bible literally. The people who read the Bible, they don't really understand. There's 7 different ways you have to look at whatever story is being told. Is it a parable? That's absolutely right. God don't have no religion because religion means to bind. God is spirit. Absolutely. God is spirit. Right? That comes spirit don't have no religion. That's the part that's mind-blowing. Spirit ain't got no religion. God, spirit is going wherever the glory of God is being magnified. That's where spirit go. If you over there being all loving and all joyful, here comes spirit. Spirit, that's who spirit want to hang out with. Right? So if we feel it would be arrogant to think of ourselves as God's gift to the world. Yet, in fact, that's exactly who each of us is. It's humble, not arrogant, to realize that who we are is God's gift to the world. We're not taking personal credit for the divine. Enough of us are not taking personal credit for the divine power that is within us. We're not taking credit for how God moves in and through us. And now I can say, don't God look beautiful? Because God look beautiful over here because it look beautiful to me. What the hell? Why? Because I'm owning who I am fully. And I don't care what you think about me no more. We had a conversation about that the other day. How people think about us. That's not my business. What you think about me is not my business. Right? So we're not taking credit for that divine power that's within us. We're not standing on every day when we wake up. Right? Holy Spirit activate. And then that's my little game I play. In the morning when I wake up, I go, Holy Spirit activate. And I hit my feet to the floor. Choom. That's right. Activate. Right.
I love that song. The little ditty that woman did.
Yeah. Right? Okay. Remembering that the divine power is there in us, but not is in us. It's in us. It's essential to the proper function of our mind and heart that we realize where this source is. Any thought or action that separates us from love, separates us from our sense of meaning, our creativity, and our joy. Anything that says we out of order. And we got to know that we out of order and didn't know where to stand so we can get in order. So all that worrying and and let it go is no longer necessary. If you talking about you creatively create, I'm blocked creatively. Okay, then go hang out with God for a little while and asking Him to open that up. If whatever you got going on, okay, let me lean back, because that's what I'm starting to actually really get. I got to lean back. I tried to do a couple of events and it was like, no, I kept going, what's going on? I thought you told me. It was like, yeah, because you keep getting in my way. I don't need your help to put no event together. Just sit back, listen to what I'm telling you to do that. I was like, okay, excuse me, I'll go right here, sit down, I'll wait for you. And then it gave me the date, 3/30/22. I was like, oh, no, it was 12/12/30/22. All of that is 3, which is creativity. 12/3/33/22, master number, but it added all up together. What you get? 3. I was like, oh, see, God was like, you just need to stay out of my way. I got this. But I got to be willing to allow it. Right? And so that piece. And then if you really want to, this has been powerful for me. If you really want to know who God is in terms of abundance, look in nature. Look at nature. What God created there is an abundance of, so that's how you got to know you program for abundance, because everything around you that God created is abundant. You know how much grass is out there? How much grass? There's grass everywhere. How many trees? How many leaves on the trees?
Mm.
You
Too
listen.
many to count.
Okay, guess what? You never run out of sky.
No.
You never run out of sky. Okay, where you go, if it ain't no sky, you in trouble. So you don't really, okay, I'm gonna stop. You don't really left the planet if you somewhere and ain't no sky. So, but if you really want to know God, look at nature. That tells you who God is. Right? Breathe in His beauty, breathe in the abundance, bring in the power of God. Just breathe it in, right? So, to the universe, it's easy to manifest. It's as to the universe, I love this. It's as easy to manifest 6 zeros as it is to manifest 2. I want to play with that a little bit. If it's just as easy to get 2, which is the 2 I keep holding on to, well, why don't I just play for the 6 then? I'm missing something. Can y'all see where I'm unwilling to go and venture into? Right? As a child of God, all the abundance of the universe belongs to you. Why? Because just dwell on this today. All the abundance of the universe is mine. Okay? I was reading something earlier today. Like the door of abundance is always open. The door to abundance is in my heart. So today, when I was meditating this morning on the door of abundance is in my heart, I got a little bitty door. It's a little bitty door. Right? About as big as my heart. Well, how big is my heart? As big as my fist. So that's a little bitty door. Right? I expanded my door. It was just 2 big old, them kind of doors that you got to lean in and pull open like that. That's a way bigger door. I like that door better. So now when I say open the door, oh my God, it moves me. Because I'm opening the door to the kingdom of heaven that's within me. And that ain't no little door. That's a big door. Like if you open the door to the kingdom, that ain't no little door like that door back there in this room. That ain't no little door like that. Is it? If you open the door to the kingdom.
No.
Right.
So start practicing opening the door to your girl. My whole, when I go in there, that whole space just, and then I open up, it's a big old everything in there. Very exciting. You get the experience of the abundance. The idea that you must struggle in order to experience abundance, whether you have to struggle for love, relations, money, anything, interferes with your natural magnetism that otherwise brings abundance forth. Do you guys understand this? If you have to struggle to experience abundance, you are in the wrong way, because now you've gotten in the way of the natural magnetism that brings forth abundance. If you're worrying about where you go get this, how you go get this. You are praying in reverse.
Mm-hmm.
To worry is to pray in reverse. Start paying attention to how much you worry. You praying in reverse. There is a difference between having to work for something and having to struggle for something. Work is like your creative effort. It's an extension of your positive energy, and that attracts abundance to you. Struggle is a perversion of creative energy based on your misunderstanding of one's basic relationship to the universe. Anxiety and struggle do not attract your good. Those are perversions. You got to knock them out of the way immediately, because the space is the space of abundance, of joy, of happiness. What's your function? Forgiveness. And forgiveness and happiness are one. If you're not happy, then there's something that you need to forgive. Go do some self-examination, see what there is to forgive in your own mind, that you done created this BS in your life. What's the BS? Your belief system that don't work. Forgive yourself for creating that. And then guess what? You'll just automatically start to get happy. You'll be happy for no reason. I'd be geeked for no reason. But I've been able to generate that for a long, long time. I'd be happy. People would call me up, girl, over your house. No, nobody. Well, why it sound like people over there? Because I'm having a good time, because I got a lot of people in me, a lot of aspects. I let them all come out and play. Right? So like that. If you think you have to struggle, you're forgetting your relationship with the universe. The universe will then seem to forget its relationship with you. I'm going to repeat that again. If you're struggling in any arena, you have forgotten your relationship to the universe. And the universe will seem to forget its relationship with you, because the universe don't do struggle. The universe does growth. The universe does expansion. The universe is more, 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 please. Right? Our job is simply to what? Simply to be joyful. To be joyful as we express our talents and gifts and the talents, because we are God's gift to the world. And when you do that, the universe will start to conspire to take care of you. But if you think you have to struggle because it won't be worth it, or you think that you're not being taken care of fully, then your core belief is that you won't be taken care of. And guess what? You won't. If you think that, you won't. If you think you lack something, you will. That's just it. The universe is programmed. Your wish is my command. The universe is programmed to support you in being happy. The universe is programmed for your joy. And if you don't have that, it's because of what you're thinking, who you're being. Right? So basically, we're coming to the end of class. That's all I want to say about that. Because I know what time is it?
13 minutes till.
Okay, good. So let's do some recap. What y'all hear out of this conversation? It's a little bit more, but we'll keep expanding it. What you guys hear in this conversation? What you guys want to say?
We still have to guard our thoughts, be aware of what we're thinking, what we're feeling, and change that narrative.
Yeah, very good.
What do we have to forgive when we feel that struggle is coming upon us? What are we not forgiving?
Yep, very good. And mostly, the first place to go is because it's the last place that we think of going, is forgiving our mind for even thinking or creating that's possible. That's the first place. If you start to go there first, it took me a long time to get this. This is definitely a shortcut, because it took me a long time to forget. I will forgive this, but forgive these people. No, I had to forgive myself, because I'm the ultimate creator of my world. And so then I had to go, well, why would I create that? oh, I created all that nonsense in my life so I could really be here now to create, know that a powerful way, there's another way to create and support other people in creating from a higher level of consciousness.
Mhm.
So very good, Evelyn. What else do you guys get hearing in this conversation? It'll make a difference for you because I don't like to talk to just talk.
Well, I know for me, Rev, the word abundant and abundance. So I have taken on that I am abundance.
Mm-hmm.
I am all that because God is abundance. He's not abundant because it means he has something where he
Mm-hmm.
is all.
Uh-huh. He is
So I
all.
said, okay, I'm not just abundant because abundant, and that's good. I have this and I have that. I have abundant. I have it but if I'm abundance, then I am all that.
Mm-hmm.
I am all that not only need but want, just
Okay, so let's work with the word wanting, because I'm gonna tell you something. See, words are important because that's why they call it spelling, right? So certain words you use, they put a spell on. I put a spell on you, right? Neil Donald Walsh says, wanting gives more wanting.
yeah.
Okay, so when you say what I want, it's not what you want, it's what God wants for you. And when we start to line up with what God wants for us, then it starts to line up. See, because and I'm gonna do some of this work so you guys can really get will and understanding as faculties of the mind. They both sit right here, right? But when we get a thought, because we're creative, and we get a thought, immediately we go to I'm about to, I will. I'm about to your will. But will and understanding come together. First of all, before you will something, you got to understand something. What do you have to understand? Thy kingdom come, thy will be done. Then go.
Yeah, right.
Okay? Because then you're walking in God and not walking in your own understanding. Oh, thank you for letting me get that out.
I know
And
when I
everybody,
would do my schedule for the year,
uh-huh.
a year in January, I would write down all the things that I want to do, and this month I'm gonna do this month, that all the way through. And then when I finish,
Yeah.
I take that and I lift that up to God and I say,
Yes.
this is what's on my mind and my schedule that I feel,
Yes.
but I give you permission to change it any way that is according to your will for my life. Because I
Yeah.
don't know that. I don't know everything that needs to be done. But
Mm-hmm.
I've done my work and
Yeah.
now I'm here.
Yeah. So, so now what I'm speaking to, because it's not just for you, it's like when you say, I want, you have to pay attention to that. Because when you say about what you want, then you done jumped in front of God. And we have to pay attention to that. You start to pay attention to that and you'll see how you're getting in God's way. Okay, I just got to say it to you, Sheila. Ain't no reason in the world you ain't got all the money you want or even all the money you think you want.
Right.
There's no reason in the world, right? So then, okay, if that's not happening, then we got to look at what you're saying. What you're saying is the most critical things. It's what you're thinking and what you're saying. That's your piece right now. Because if you get that piece like really in order and stop going on your own understanding, girl, you out of here. Period. 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 And I just need to say that, but I haven't been willing to say it, but I'm willing to say it today.
I receive it today.
Molly, did you want to say something? And Lakeisha, I see you.
Yeah, I did. I guess it's kind of piggybacking off what Kina Dooney was saying, but just the idea, the concept of God existing in abundance. And it's just like when you were talking about, like, look outside, like it's abundance of grass, it's abundance of air. And it was like, wait a second, hold on. There's a point there. So it's like, if God, if the spirit of God literally is abundance, then what am I doing?
Oh, come on. That's the dang question. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Yeah, and is it Lolly in joining in with that, the word the word abundant versus abundance. You know what I mean? Because abundant denotes things, property, status, all of that, where abundance is the being.
It's the being.
Yeah, I am abundance. I am.
Yeah. Because I think when we start talking about abundant, we're kind of separating it from ourselves. We're separating it from the being of it. It's like, oh, that's abundant over there. That I can have abundant things, but it's like if I'm actually walking in abundance and really accepting the abundance that is within my life and that runs through my life and flows through my life. That's actually where you can actually, really live in that. Because otherwise we're just looking at it over there like, okay, maybe we'll get it. But like, no, it's there. It exists already.
Lakeisha? Thanks, Lolly.
Whew, I just said so much. So today I was really in my feelings today because my company, we had applied, I can tell it now. We had applied for the Tech Town Hatch program to apply for $100,000 grant, which we applied for. It was 153 companies or more that applied for this grant. They only could pick 25 companies. So we were one of the 25 that had got selected. So I was like, woo woo. Because our whole goal was to open up this beautiful Himalayan salt cave and spa in the city of Detroit to offer salt therapy to help people with respiratory issues and skin conditions like COPD, asthma, bronchitis, eczema, etc. So then they had the second part of the contest. And so this contest narrowed down to 25 to the 10. Okay. I've been proactive, and yesterday I found out that we didn't make the top 10. And I just felt it so much that we had at least was going to be that part 10, but we not. So I'm like, where is it? My energy, where was my energy? I don't know. But then when you said today about Warren, because I'm like, now how are we going to get the money that we need to go? Because we need that 100,000 to go along. We need more than that actually. But now I'm like, now what we going to do? But I shouldn't worry about it. That's what I got out of today. You're not supposed to worry, because I do know if you're worrying, then you're out of line.
Yeah, going the wrong way. Backwards. You're going backwards.
You're out of line. Okay. So that's one thing.
No, wait a minute. It's more than being out of line. Lakeisha, you're going backwards.
Going backwards.
See, can you see that when you start to worry about it? Out of line means you heading this way now, but you just stepped out of line. Worrying is you ain't out of line, you're going backwards. You ain't even in the line no more, you're going backwards. So no, you worrying. Once I read that and got that abundance, worrying is going, I don't even think about, no, I'm not going backwards. Even if I just have to stand right here. Right? So yeah.
So another thing I wanted to speak on is what Queen talked about. When you had said about the want, like watch your words about watch your words, because then you're in God's way. Yes. So that's kind of like threw me for a loop a little bit, because I believe that we all create our own experience and our own reality on earth. Like, can't nobody do it but you. Like, you create your own experience. It's really like no right or wrong. So when you say she is out of, she's in God's way, it kind of like, I don't know. It just seemed like it just kind of.
Okay, so come on, here we go. I'm gonna do this class with y'all too, y'all. This is good. Okay, let's go here. How did God create? Because how God created is how we want to create. How did God create? What did he do?
When he spoke it, it became.
What was the first thing he did though?
Thought.
First thing he did was, well, really, the part that was the action part is he spoke. What did he speak? Let there be light. In the beginning, it was the word, and the word was void. The word ain't nothing until we speak it. But we don't take full account for what's coming out of our mouth. And because everything that comes out of our mouth creates a wave. It's energy going out there.
Yeah.
That's why I can't believe why we didn't make it to the top 10. I'm kept saying.
Okay, well, because it looks like this. This how it look. God, you must got something more in store for us. Listen, I'll wait.
Mhm.
That's how that go.
Mhm.
Mhm.
See, God trying to see if you gonna block your blessing by going, you didn't give me what I wanted. What I did. Oh, you be like, this how I get when that happen. I go, ooh, God, something else must be good in store for us. Okay, I'ma keep on going. I'ma keep on flowing, and I'ma keep on knowing who I'm working with, honey. Because you don't know. Somebody might drop out and you drop in. Hold on now. Cut it out. They might find out
Yeah.
somebody else can't even really get the job done that they saying they get the done and up, you next.
And not only that, that may not be the source that
Yeah.
where it's to
Yeah.
come from.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I worked so hard on that. Boy,
Let me
I
tell you what my son said.
so hard. Like I'm like,
Yeah. Let me tell you what my son said, made a question, and it's like, wow. He said, all these people out here, let's take football or whatever. This team and this team, they're both praying. All the people that was in that competition, they were praying the same thing.
I know.
So does God say, oh, she's praying harder, or she's praying in tongues, or she's been really good and all that? Because everybody is praying. Everybody is praying. So the one who wins, is it because that God favored them over everybody else? So he says, so, so what? What is the
You
I
just
mean,
gotta,
faith without works. Like I put in the work. So faith without works is dead. So I know
but baby, hold on,
out of,
hold on,
out
hold
of
on. Let
how
me help
many
you. Let
people
me
was
help
in
you.
that
Wait,
competition? They were
Let me
doing the
tell
same
y'all, we got
thing.
the, okay, hold on. You got the thing twisted. We think work mean work. It don't mean work. Do you know what work means? You know the biggest work you gonna have to do is to sit down and be still and take time with God. Do that work. They done tricked you. I'm screaming at you right now, but they done tricked you to make, oh, you just do all the work and work hard and get it. No, you got to make sure you go, okay, God, I'm about to work on the thing today. Let me give you the glory as I go forth. And I know you're a praying woman like that, but God wants you to spend more time with him because he know the more you get out there in the world, you got to put God first. And you are putting God first, but he was like, hold on a minute. But you just hold the line because God, I can feel you a woman of God. God got you. And you got to trust that. You got to trust, yes, I did the work. And guess what? Your work is not void. And don't even let you talk yourself out of that your work was for naught. Your work was not for naught. And you got to let that go. That part right, you don't believe it? Don't believe that lie. The devil is a liar, and tell the devil to get behind you and keep going forward because you don't know what God done cleared the way for you to have, girl. You better cut it out.
Yeah, when
Because wait a minute, hold on. You will delay your blessing. Don't delay your blessing. Don't delay it. Because you still gonna be blessed. Why? Because you did the work and you are a woman of God. And what that thing say, you came here to bring a gift. I am a gift from God. I am God's gift to the world. Say it.
Yeah.
And say it like you mean it. Say it right now, Lakeisha.
God's gift to the world.
Come on. Now watch
you
what God
think
got.
about,
Thank you what God got for you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
When you think about just this is the world, everybody knows this. When you think about Jennifer Hudson, now that whole story, all those other people, she, Simon dogged her out and stuff about what she was wearing and on and on and on. And then she gets kicked off of, voted off of America's Got Talent, right? And then what happens? Not even where other people have been working and working to get the Emmy and the all that stuff. Within 2-3 years, she's up there and she has won everything. And now she had, how she's out there now and making opportunities for other people. Fantasia's not doing that. She's not making opportunities for other people. Other people that have been doing things are not doing that. So it's all, there's a way that God wants us to manifest what we have, and we don't know who we need to meet. We don't know what we need to do, and all of those good things. But I think about Jennifer Hudson and how her path and who she is, and how God just took her and moved her over all these people into this position with that movie, and bam, look who she is now, So, yeah.
Okay,
I would have loved
girl,
to hear the
Lakeisha,
three
I just want to, I'm sorry, say that, Evelyn,
Go
what you
ahead.
say? No,
I
Lakeisha,
said
girl, no.
I I would have loved to have heard this conversation the 3 times that I applied for the Kresge grant,
Yes,
and the last 2 times that I knew I was close.
yes,
Yeah.
right. And so then the question is, you have to, you see, you can have a conversation to see from somebody what was missing from your presentation. Because you're going to get lots of more opportunities. You'll get a lot more opportunities to present yourself. That's just one game. That ain't the end game.
Mhm.
And so don't be acting like it's the end game. That's just one game. God is abundant.
He is.
Okay, good. So you stand there.
I'm staying there.
And
Don't-
celebrate the one who got it. Celebrate them. Yeah.
Right? But don't worry, girl. Listen, your blessing is right there. And you just got to know that. You got to see,
Mhm.
oh, my spirit's like, you don't trust that. You got to trust that, boo.
No, I do. I see a bright future for myself. I really,
Yes.
really.
Yes.
We work so hard. Like when I'm just like, God, when is it? Like now, trying to stay
Yeah.
positive. It always works out for me. I say my affirmations. I give God time. Like I just knew that this was gonna just open up some doors.
Okay, good. And so it did. Now what?
I gotta keep moving.
Okay,
Or
good.
did-
Okay,
or
but wait a
did
minute.
open up.
My question
It
is
may have
that.
opened up doors.
Okay, but wait a minute. Hold on, Sheila. So you got to keep moving. But now the question is, how are you going to move? Because that's what we read earlier. It's like things gonna happen, but how you gonna move now?
Positively.
Okay, good. How else you gonna move? You got 3 ways you got to move now. What are they?
Move in love.
Okay, hello. Okay, good. Move in love,
Love and gratitude.
right? Can you hear? So you get to create it. That's what you were saying earlier. You do get to create. Okay, God, I get that happened, but this who I'm gonna move now. And keep moving toward God, and keep moving toward the light, and keep moving toward bringing your gifts and talents to the world, period. And you are unstoppable. I can tell you that right now. And now you got to go forth and put this inside of your team. You got to give the team the same thing you getting right now, how you're getting poured into. You got to go pour into your team, because they will lose faith because they're not as powerful as you are.
I love y'all. I tell y'all, I do. I love y'all.
Okay, that's what you got to do. And that's what God want to know. Are you going to falter, or are you going to buck up?
I'm gonna buck up.
Come on then, and it's done deal. It's done, girl. It's done. And
She got that red on. She got that red on.
And then I want to tell you something. Throughout the day, your ego going to try to tell you it's something else other than what you got right now. And you got to back that bad boy down. Say, no, I don't think so. I'm here to bring God's gifts and talents to the world, and that's what I'm going to do. Period.
Yep. I felt like today I need to keep the faith. That's
yes.
why my faith shirt on today.
Yes, come on. That's right. That's right.
Keep the faith and just keep moving. But it's
I know. Yeah. So now this is what I want you to do, though, how you have to take care of yourself. I want you to take a half an hour and lick your wounds, but lick your wounds for the healing. Lick your wounds so you can be ready for your next fight, because it's coming quick. So you better be ready. So don't be faltering right here, because when the next battle is right behind you or right in front of you. So you got to be ready for it. So you take some time today and lick your wounds and get all your hurt out and get okay. And then create a new space. Write down everything you need to say to be complete with this experience. Everything you need to say to be complete. We work so hard. If you got to write that 10 times, because you done said it about 10 times, write it down. Write it down about 10 times. So you can get complete that you work so hard. You understand what I'm saying? Right. And then write all that out and then write out, okay, now, but you know what? That happened, but now this is who I'm going to be. It didn't happen to have you falter. It happened to have you be stronger.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I got to say about that. Queen of Duty, back to you. I'm complete, y'all. My class is complete. Anybody else want to say what they got out of it? You can. Bridget, girl, you know, Bridget over there working, y'all. She ain't said a word. Bridget, come here. Girl, no, come on with it. Oh, y'all got on red today. What the heck?
I needed this today because I have been out of alignment. It is some stuff that happened, and I've been out of alignment. And every word of this, that's why I've been quiet.
Oh, got you. All right, good. Okay, so listen. Now this is for you, Bridget.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I know it don't seem like I'm much, but there's no need to be out of alignment. I am a kick butt coach, period. If you are out of alignment, it's because you only want to. God done sent you some help. You can use the help or not.
Yes, ma'am. I know. And that is literally what I have been sitting here realizing is. So why didn't you call Reverend Omani and clear? Why have you been sitting with this?
Because we are used to suffering. We are used to struggle. We're used to really doing it all on our own. We are used to, I don't need nobody. I got this. That's what we used to, and that's our default. Okay, the other part is y'all don't really trust that somebody could be on your side and be on your team to the degree and the depth that I am for other people winning. Because I really get in my soul, when you win, I win. So I'd be like, come on, don't you want to win? Because if you win, I win. But y'all won't come on so I can win. What the hell? I'll be just like, God, what's wrong with these people? I don't understand.
And it's actually what you said, when you worry, you go backwards. And when I was in prayer yesterday, I said it. I was like, wait a minute. I've rolled back. Hold up. Wait a minute. I'm not going backwards. So when you said just stand, I'm not going backwards if I got to just stand.
Yes.
And I'm okay. I'm going to just stand. And it was all right. So you separated yourself. You haven't been on the Elizabeths. You haven't. You kind of separated yourself, and you're trying to fight this battle by yourself. This ain't about battle.
No, I really want y'all to know that way of thinking got complete with the Aquarius age. If you're still doing that, you're out of a line. That's shifted. That with the Aquarian age coming into existence, that is over. This is how you get in heaven. 2 by 2. It don't say 1 by 1. 2 by 2. So you got to hook up with somebody. You got to make a connection. Right? But look at how many of us on this call, we making a connection. If we really connect, oh my God, you create a vortex and you're out of here. Okay? We don't have to do it alone anymore. We don't have to suffer no more. Suffering is obsolete. If somebody came to you right now and go, I'm going to give you all these DVDs for free, you wouldn't take them because you ain't nobody even got a DVD player no more. Couldn't even play them. So it's like suffering is obsolete, like so many things in our life right now. You know, a typewriter is obsolete. If somebody go, girl, I got this Remington Pro 900, you want it? You don't want no typewriter. So it's like that. So come on, y'all. It's just like really step up. It's really an opportunity to create and do something new. But I'm finding that people say they want something different, but they're not willing to do something different. They say it, but when they get on the court, and most of these conversations are, you got to show up.
May I ask?
Go ahead.
So one day, can we talk about what you just talked about was the vortex? So I've heard many times with Esther Hicks and Jerry Hicks.
Yes.
But never like really I don't think I really totally understand the vortex.
Okay. We could have that conversation. We could have it. Definitely. Because listen, you guys, God told me clearly he wants me to bring prosperity and abundance to the planet. That's my conversation that I'm bringing to the plan. I didn't know it before, but I know it now. And even inside of my ministry, I'll give you an example of what happened in the ministry. Inside of my ministry, when I first started, we had to all go to California to get consecrated. It was a whole bunch of money. I didn't have any money. I didn't have a job. I was doing the circles, but so I'm like, okay, how am I gonna get there? So the ladies started getting on the call making requests. Well, only way I can go is that I pay this $1,000 on my card, and then I can go. And people was asking for money for a place to stay and money for the trip. And I was like, oh my God. But I didn't know any of these ladies. They were from all over the world. It was 21 of us from all over the world, all white ladies. And I'm like, I am not about to ask these white people for no money. Right? So they're on the call, they making all the things. So I'm walking back and forth. Because I know I need to make a request, but I couldn't get it to come out of my mouth. And then it hit me in my spirit. If you don't ask them now, you got to ask them right now. So I just asked them, girl, soon as I asked them, they start ringing bells, beating tambourines, blowing whistles. I'm like, what the hell wrong with them? They was like, we've been waiting for you to ask. We have set money aside for you because we know you need support. When my teacher said to me, what you got to get on Omani-Grace, this is your conversation to bring to the planet, because when you break through, there would be many who come behind you, because you'll break through not only individually, but it's a breakthrough in the collective consciousness. I wasn't doing the Course of Miracles then, but I get that whenever we break through on an individual level, we break through in the consciousness. And other people who have the same issue, they break through too. So we got to really get that. And I take my mission serious about breaking through around this money conversation for real. So that's what I'm committed to. Period. Right? So what else, y'all? Queen Aduni, are we complete for today?
We are complete. Did my girl Lolly, you want to talk about our guests for tomorrow?
Sure. So tomorrow we'll have Sharia Ayers. She is the founder of Juneteenth Jubilee Detroit, which is basically an event, well, now a collection of events that happens for Juneteenth every year. She also is a community advocate, and she does quite a lot in the city of Detroit. Very powerful woman, but she definitely is the woman with a vision and is able to see it through. So I'm excited for her to be on tomorrow. So,
Does she do this? Does she do Juneteenth with the guy, or is it just her?
Well, it's a whole committee, so maybe.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep.
All right, then. All right, give yourself a big hug. And hug the world. We love the world.
Yes.
And sprinkle all of the different colors of wonder on everybody, on yourself. And have a fun day today.
It's like, let's myth it, girl, ladies and gentlemen, the Elizabeths. Ain't no gentleman here.
And Lakeisha, jump up for joy and dance for those who won. Dance like it's you. What is it? Don't wait till the battle is over. Shout now. So go ahead and shout when it's your turn. Or when it's your turn. Celebrate those who won.
Yes.
And then after you do that, say, okay, and I'm next. Call next on that. Call next on that. This is called next on. Call next on that and see what happens.
Call next on it, baby.
I'm ready, y'all. Thank y'all.
Okay, you are ready. And thanks for sharing it. All right, because it put you in a whole new space. So thanks for sharing it.
Okay, peace out.
All right.